Okay, we have a Lone Star State star, Brandon Maxwell from Longview, Texas, who has made a major mark in the fashion world in New York City. Guys, he started his first collection in 2015, and in June of this year, he won the Council of Fashion Design Award, one of the few ever to win that major design award for women's retail fashion.
Thank you very much.
His first year out. And so, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Brandon Maxwell.
Got it. And welcome Exit Network. Thanks so much.
Hello. Hello. Hi. Okay, now, you all might or might not know that he is Lady Gaga's best friend, designs clothes for her.
I mean, y'all are the loudest group of people at a charity party I've ever been to.
So, as the 3-year-old niece says, shut up.
Oh, thanks.
We got a
Man, jeez Louise.
They're going to listen. Okay.
Yeah.
So, we know you're Lady Gaga's best friend,
Yeah.
but how did you go from what Women's Wear Daily called a tumbleweed from East Texas blowing into New York, which clearly means Women's Wear Daily doesn't know that there are no tumbleweeds in East
all.
Texas. Right.
No.
So how did you get from there?
Why? It's more like a chubby kid who flew in on a Southwest plane. More like it. I actually went to college in New York when I was 18, and I had absolutely no purpose at all. I was really, like, if you're in school and there's 100 kids in class, I was always number 100 at the very, very bottom. And so I was like, I'm moving to New York, and my parents were like, what are you gonna do there? And I was like, I'm not really sure, I just know that I wanna be there. And then I moved to school to study painting, and I can't finger paint to save my life. And so I failed a few classes, and my dad was like, it's time to come back to Texas, and this is not working out for you. And so I got on the same Southwest plane and came home, and had to work very hard. And then I moved back when I graduated from school here, and I just started working. I interned at Italian Vogue, and someone told me that being a stylist was a job, and you could get paid to put clothes on people. And I was like, I can't barely spell or do math, but I can probably certainly zip up a pair of pants. So that seems like a good quality job for me. So I started doing that, and it just kind of went from there.
Okay. Now, your family is here today, right?
My family is here today.
And you might have seen him hugging.
And they're just as loud as you all, too. And there's a baby, and
There's a
everybody's
baby,
here.
his nephew. So what is it like to design clothes for these various stars? I know Reese Witherspoon, Jennifer Lawrence, these gals love you. What's it like to create something for them?
Well, it's great. I mean, the way that I work is usually that I make the outfit on the woman. I don't work in the way that most designers work, which you sketch something and send it off to a factory. I really start with a roll and build everything on a woman, so it's a really different experience. I don't do a lot of patterns and embellishments and big things, so it really is about tailoring. So it's any time that I don't do it a lot, but anytime I make a custom dress for someone, it's a really unique and private experience, and I have to be in the room with the woman. So yeah, but if anybody wants a custom dress, then if you've got the money to cough up for cancer, just raise your hand. It's expensive, so. But the starting bid is very high, but raise your little diamonds if you want one, and you can come to New York, and you can come sit at the show.
But even so, I hear that, well, you're going to be at Saks tomorrow.
Yes.
And actually, you get in the dressing room with the ladies in the ready to wear and help them fit just for their needs, right?
Yeah, I think the women in Texas they're fine with it. I think the women in other cities, they just don't really know what to do, because I just will walk right in and be like, I don't think that's the one, and they're like, and then I bring in another one, and I zip them up and help them take it off. But I grew up in a clothing store, and my grandmother ran a clothing store, so that's the way that I know how to operate. That's just what I do.
Now, do you have muses that inspire you for the clothes you create today?
I do. I mean, I'm very family-oriented, so most of the women in my family, and obviously as your life changes and things grow, the ones you can really count on are the ones that have always been there. So that's really who I send the clothes to every day and ask if they like them, and they're not scared to tell you that they absolutely hate them. So that's good. They're probably my biggest inspirations. I'm not really inspired by any particular woman. Just like when I meet somebody here tonight and we're having a glass of wine and I really, get along, then that's my inspiration.
Now, you have your own sense of style. You were a stylist for a long time. What advice would you give to a woman who wants to really develop her own glamorous sense of style? What would you say to them?
Well, here's what I say. I'm obviously not a very stuffy person. I'm wearing a $6 Hanes t-shirt sweatshirt right now. I think do you and be you, and whatever you want to do is what you should do. I'm not someone who thinks that you need like this particular item to look good. I think it's just all about what's coming from within. I'm also not a person that thinks there's any rules. I'm aware that there's a lot of like rules about not wearing certain colors after certain dates, but I don't really know about those or care. I think that you should just wake up every morning and wear white all year long, and whatever makes you feel good in the morning when you're standing in front of the mirror. I think that's key. I mean, I wear sweatpants pretty much at least 7 days a week for half of the day, and I feel great.
What color are they?
Black.
Black. Okay. So we Texas women, we always like to know how our fashion sense compares to women in other parts of the country.
Okay.
It's going to be good, I know. Okay.
No, it's the best, obviously. I mean, it's the best. I am joking about everyone being loud because I'm the loudest person in the room. In any room, I'm literally like a bull in a china shop. And you can imagine me in like a very classy world in New York. People are just like, I do not understand this person who does not want to eat this meal and is just eating the cheeseburger at the table alone in Hanes. I think that the women in Texas, for me, are just like, they get everything. When I first started and I was doing the show, and not a lot of them are here today, but towards the end of my show, the gowns can be quite big. And when I started doing it, here I am like a kid from Texas, and I'm like, this is the finale gown. And everyone just kind of was like, And they were like, who's gonna understand it? I was like, every woman I've ever met in Texas, obviously. It's true. And it's funny because I was just saying to someone the other day, I've been to Texas a few times in the past 2 weeks, and just meeting different customers and things, and it's an interesting thing with women customers in Texas, and I can be in Paris or London or Asia or anywhere, and I can know a Texan woman before I meet her. Like when she's walking towards me, I can just know that she's from Texas. And then when you meet them, you feel amazing with them because they'll wear the clothes and they'll support you, but they'll also take you home and tuck you in bed and feed you some food. And so it's a nice special relationship, I think. And I've seen so many amazing women here wearing the clothes tonight, and my father, who has also run the business, we thank you so much.
So how many women here are ready to take Brandon home and tuck him into bed tonight?
Yeah, please. I need somewhere to stay.
Yay.
Yeah.
So tell us about what fashions we're about to see. What is the look?
So you're about to see a combination of my pre-spring collection and my spring collection, which I just showed. And yeah, it's like, I think it's 33 looks of it. And it's totally fine if you guys want to talk during it and drink. My show is very rowdy in New York, and people drink the entire time, and they dance, so you should do that. Please, fashion's not that serious to me. It should be really fun. And yeah, I've actually never watched the show, so I'm gonna watch it for my first time right now.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So you're expecting a standing ovation here, as you got in New York a few months ago, right?
I do not know if I got a standing ovation. I heard that occurred, but I was locked in the kitchen, sweating and nauseous, so I haven't seen it. But I'm gonna get my nephew now, and we're gonna go watch it on the screen backstage together. So
how old
should be
is
fun.
your nephew?
Yes, my nephew and my parents are seeing it. They didn't actually come to New York this season, so this is the first show they haven't seen, so they're seeing it for the first time too. So everybody pour a bottle, and I guess let's have fun.
All right. Well, we're ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.